or make it this.
Okay. We'll call this special meeting to order at 6:20. Oh, that's on my watch.
6:22.
6:22. To discuss the general store in our Mansfield Center Historic District. And members present are
David
David Spencer,
Eric Spencer.
Gail Bruin, Chair, and staff from the town.
Jennifer Kaufman and Julie
Jennifer
Woodmansey.
and Jolene and
And Mark.
Mark Susie.
So now what do we do?
No,
Wait.
so the commission would like to do a site walk, so I don't know if both you and Andre need to be there, but is there a time that would work for you?
Any time for me.
Okay, and you're gonna be away from the 2nd to the 12th, is that what you, or is that Andre?
That is correct.
Okay, great.
December 2nd to the 12th.
Okay, good.
And Andre was gonna be away before that, correct?
Yes,
Well, could we do it
like
sooner?
Yeah, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So, what's your availability like during the day? I know you're retired.
I'm free tomorrow.
Okay,
And if we want to move it up quickly, I'm not here.
no, we
No,
can't.
I have to go to Boston.
We have to,
Notice
so we
it.
have to file an agenda. So
Oh, okay.
we need 48 hours to do that.
Okay.
So how about, Wednesday, the 9th?
Wednesdays aren't good for me because I
Okay.
teach, so
Okay.
Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays are good.
Tuesday is election day. Does that cause
Oh,
a
that's
problem
right,
for
that's
anybody? No, nobody's working the polls or anything?
No.
Okay.
We're not one of those places where you stand in line all day.
So how about, the 8th?
Wednesday,
No,
Tuesday
Tuesday,
the 7th?
November 8th.
it's Tuesday, November 7th.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
November-
the 9th is
Oh, you're in
Thursday.
2022.
Oh my God, how did that happen? Oh my God. I'm sorry.
AI.
I
Yeah,
know, yeah, crazy.
all right. So Tuesday, all right, so Tuesday, the 7th. What time would people prefer?
You doing the 7th?
We'll do it first thing in the morning.
No, I can't. I have a 9:30 to 11 in Glastonbury, and
Okay.
so I can do,
How about 1:30?
yeah, that's good.
Okay,
Um,
He thought
We have,
6:30.
I'm not sure if we're meeting with Heike, Julie, at 1:30,
Oh.
so, because we have to get ready for,
Oh,
so is it
okay.
possible to do it at like 2, 3? Does that work for folks?
It's to be light enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
They'd be close, yep. All right, Mark, do you wanna just would you like, Gail, where would you like Mark to start?
Just, I would like to hear a little bit about the plans for the building, your experience renovating historic structures,
Okay.
anything like that.
Yeah, so, my name is Mark Susi with KBMS Enterprises. I've been around this area my whole life, been doing this kind of work my whole life. I worked for Saracen 15 years, worked for Zlotic for 12, did a bunch of, historical buildings, Stillman Building in Weathersfield, the Mills in Willimantic,
Oh, okay,
worked on those.
Yeah.
The Saracen years back.
okay.
And for the building, so there's 2 apartments upstairs on the 2nd floor,
Hmm.
which are gonna get completely gutted, just removed, and 2 new ones be put back in place. The 1st floor will be probably where we're gonna start, do like a vanilla box. I think Andre's got talking to some people about moving in, whether, I don't know.
What do you mean by vanilla box?
We're just gonna make a nice open space for
Okay.
somebody to come in, whether it's gonna be a bakery, whether it's gonna be a
Retail.
coffee shop.
Some sort of retail,
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
I know I'm pretty positive we're gonna have to add 2 bathrooms downstairs because there's no bathrooms as we speak right now, so you're gonna need something.
Uh-huh.
So that we're gonna do that as well. Andre and I are gonna be getting with an architect here within the next couple weeks
Oh, good,
to come up with some plans.
okay, good.
The front of the building, I guess there's some questions whether we're gonna have to redo the handicap entrance to the front. So I think that's something the architect is gonna work on.
Mhm. We would like to be involved with that.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
so
So
I mean,
what do you think of the building? I mean,
the building needs a lot of work.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
It-
good amount.
It doesn't, in the basement, it doesn't have a lot of structural issues, but there are some things that are gonna have to get looked at, that's for sure. Like the structural posts and whatnot.
And this wasn't done before it was purchased, I mean.
Oh, I'm sure it was, I'm
okay.
sure it was, yeah.
All right.
But I'm just talking from our standpoint of
Okay.
view moving forward.
Yeah.
So we're gonna clean up the whole basement.
Mhm.
It's dirt floor in there now. We're gonna remove all the dirt. We're gonna level everything off. It's gonna be all concrete.
Okay.
So
And its use is gonna be what?
what's that?
What's its use, you see, the basement,
Its use is just
storage? or-
the basement, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
most likely storage. You're gonna have your furnace down there, everything
Okay,
else.
or all mechanical.
There is stuff on the backside of the building for storage. I don't know if he's gonna use it or not. But we'll find out when he gets here. I really don't know, like, what he's got in store for the basement. I know he wants to add a deck in the back. That's probably something he's gonna talk to the architect about, engineers, whatnot.
For the second floor apartments.
Yeah. Yep. And the porches, the
Yeah,
ramps.
that entrance to the second floor is not in great shape.
Yeah.
to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have been up in that second floor.
You didn't stay long
No,
enough.
that was in the last renovation, but yeah.
So I mean, we plan on, we're gonna fix the exterior, the siding. There's not too much work to do on the siding. There's, a couple pieces that are cracked, missing. We're gonna replace, put it back to its original shape.
So I have a question on the windows on the side and the
Yes.
one on the right-hand side of the front, second floor,
Yes,
that were originally higher windows.
correct.
Are you gonna go back to that?
We're gonna go back to the original height.
Oh, good.
The reason why they lower those windows and they replace them is I think because when they built the apartments upstairs, they lowered, the ceiling is low in there for some reason on that side. On the other side, it is not low. It's all the way up to the bottom of the 3rd floor,
Uh-huh.
but it's lower on that half.
Oh.
Short of ripping everything apart, I don't know what's up there. I don't know if it's ductwork. I don't know what
Oh, yeah,
possessed them to not put the ceiling higher. But that's why those windows
Okay.
are shorter.
okay.
But we will make them the
Good.
same size.
Oh, good.
And we'll box them out on the inside if we have to,
Uh-huh,
so the window stays functional.
okay. And will you do the installation of the window?
Yes,
So that's all of those side windows,
the
not just
side
the
and the
front
one in
one?
the front.
The one in the
Okay,
front.
so you're gonna be restoring the height
Yep.
on all of them.
Yep.
Hi, Andre.
Hello.
It's
No
okay.
worries.
Okay.
Well, I'm
I
thinking
just
of it, I
add
have
the-
one
Yeah,
question
yeah.
about the windows.
Yep.
These are replacement where you put in, you leave the jamb and the sill and the casings and all. And insert,
So
Windows with-
the plan was to actually remove the whole window and put in a whole new window. That matches the existing. Keep the same style, the 2/2. So the plan would be to replace everything, so.
oh, okay,
So the owner doesn't have any repairs later on down the road with the windows, he would have something new. Where, you wouldn't, if, so I do have like an aluminum clad that we can put on or wood. I would prefer to use the aluminum clad. I don't know how everybody else feels, but it's less maintenance down the road. You don't have to paint There's no maintenance whatsoever.
You're talking about the casings,
Like the whole exterior of the window.
the sash and the jams and the casing.
Yeah, everything would be all aluminum clad. And the inside can be wood. We can make that wood.
And you're planning to do white?
Uh,
We don't have anything to say about color.
Okay.
So,
so
but the specs say white. It's green now, but the original, the oldest photo anyway shows white. So I
Right.
don't know what you're planning to do, but one of the things about doing the aluminum is that you'll be stuck with the color that you
Correct.
choose.
you can paint the aluminum if you wanted to. It's not recommended to paint because you're adding maintenance to it.
Right.
So if, you know, the Andre, whatever color Andre would like to get, I mean, or whatever is acceptable.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we don't have any say,
okay.
but it does seem to me personally that everyone around here is used to that green. And that you might get negative feedback, even though it was originally white,
Right.
you know, back in the 19th century. It might be something to consider. There is a dark green in there on their
Yeah.
website that would be close to what's there now. And local people might prefer that.
Yeah, so I think we had discussed
So,
the green.
I have the color options
Yeah.
here for the.
I'm Gail Bruin,
I'm sorry.
the chair,
I'm
that's
afraid-
okay.
Then I thought,
Merrick
Guy,
Spencer, aye.
Eric, and
Dave
Dave
Spencer.
Spencer.
I'm my apologies for that.
Know that we are here to help you in any way. We all have had experience with historical structures, Dave especially on the construction side. And we view this as a very important building in our most important historic district. So we really like to work with you
Yeah.
and be available.
Hi.
Hi, Larry. Larry,
And yeah, so I don't know how you.
hey, how are you? Welcome.
I feel that I feel the responsibility. And I am honored. And, we live very close to the property, so we have a lot of interest in making it much nicer and to create something for the town and for that.
We're overjoyed.
Yeah, we are. We
thank you.
understand it's in
Thank you. Thank you.
very bad shape.
a big
and
undertaking.
Needs a lot.
Yeah, it's a big, but it's exciting and yeah. And, I'm very happy to be surrounded by so many positive energy and
It's only been a week and it looks so much better right now. All cleared out, clean.
yeah,
Yeah, so tell us about the trees.
yes.
What's going on there?
Well, we wanted to,
Clean everything. We have to do some drainage around the building. And so most of the trees would interfere with the drainage that's gonna be going in there.
Uh-huh.
So they would have to go anyway.
but
And you didn't go over the boundary.
No,
into
no, no.
Josh's district.
No, no,
Off
not
of
at all.
Josh's district.
Nope, not at all.
no, but I love trees, I love nature and we'll replant it and we'll improve. But for the grading is and the drainage is gonna start early next week.
Oh,
And that's gonna be helpful to have.
do you have to bring in people to do that? 'Cause-
Yes.
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 Mhm.
And can you talk about the gap in the foundation a little bit? Like, you're gonna be.
In the back?
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Yeah, so
fixing that.
there's an opening. On the back side of the building, it's roughly 4 foot by 4 foot. And why it was open, maybe for access to get up underneath the building, but there's nothing. Under that building right now. It's wide open, so we're gonna seal that off,
Mhm.
so there's no access to that, no critters can get in, nothing can get in,
No water,
and no water.
because right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why we're doing a drain. We're cleaning up the basement. We're gonna level everything off. We're gonna pour some concrete in there in the electrical panel area.
So this
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah.
If we had bears, you'd probably have one in there.
Yeah.
Perfect hybrid.
Yeah, right?
Just the right size.
Oh, yeah.
Just amble right in.
Just don't walk in first, look.
So the foundation doesn't need a lot of attention.
No, it would just be right there.
Okay,
On the back side of it is, it's a block wall, and in the front,
Okay.
so that might have to get repointed. Just to stop anything from coming in.
Yeah.
But that'll get done is along with that, with the infill.
So back to the windows, I guess, the reason I thought maybe you were just, inserting windows and leaving the jambs and casings and sills was that I didn't see anything on the specs
As
For
far
that.
as,
as far as the exterior trim.
yeah, so on the aluminum windows, it'd be aluminum cladding. So right now, the way that this was just for pricing purposes to
Mhm.
actually bring here so we can all look at them. But the windows would actually, instead of having the casing that they have right now, the 908 casing, it's gonna be a flat casing to match the
Right.
existing.
Okay. And that's so. The entire window's coming out and there'd be, now the sills would be aluminum is the way you're planning.
Yes, Yep.
Okay.
all the exterior, all be aluminum clad.
So that is a painted surface, so. It's a lot better than vinyl. Which is terrible. But it doesn't have the flexibility of something like, PVC like AZEK. They do have that option here,
Yes,
so. But if you're not going to change the color, I guess. Just to. Give you my personal heads up, I don't know that I would have an objection to the aluminum. The only place where it might not look so good is on that front porch where you're right there. Where you're, and it looks like metal because you're, 2 feet from it.
right. When it's all said and done. You have to look really close. You gotta be right at the window.
Right, that's what I was
To
saying.
notice
You
that.
wouldn't know from the street.
No, you wouldn't
Right.
know. You would never know. So there's in here, there's a 2/2.
And just for our information, that wood doesn't work anymore. The wood's all garbage. Unless you custom make it and you have somebody go out and buy the wood,
Yes,
you're screwed. I mean, a house 10 years old with wood trim will be in worse shape than a typical 18th century house. I mean, that's how bad it is. So you do have to go with, PVC or aluminum or something else.
that is what the interior would look like.
so with the apartments on the second floor, what other site plans are you considering? Like in the back, you're gonna pave that, so there's parking for the apartments on the
I
backside
copied
as
some of
opposed
that
in the
stuff,
front?
so.
Yeah, the parking would be in the back.
Yep.
It wouldn't be, so in the front, it's gonna be more or less your handicap parking.
Okay,
Just because if you don't put the handicap in front, then there's a lot more work to bring the handicap people up to the front. So if you utilize the front for the handicap, it solves that issue.
so you think you might need more parking than is presently existed?
Yeah, I think potentially on the side.
Have you done some site drawings yet or anything? Have you-
No, that's gonna be getting.
Okay, and the
Yeah.
architect will be involved in that also?
Yeah.
Okay,
That would also, they'll have to meet the parking recorements and zoning regulations.
okay. So have you gotten that from them yet, what that requirement is?
So I think,
Is it right?
correct me if I'm wrong, I think it'll go to the architect, he'll do his drawing. Which I think he knows, your local codes and
Okay,
the regulations that for the town of Mansfield. And then we would submit it to zoning
Yeah.
for approval.
And will you be repaving? I mean, it seems like it's pretty. Bad shape.
Repaving, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Where's the septic going?
The septic is already in the back.
Right, but you were redoing it or
No, that was redone like 10 years ago.
what was?
Yes,
I think I misspoke. I thought the trees were a septic issue, but they're really were for the drainage.
the drainage, that's
Yeah.
correct.
So the septic code for 2 apartments and retail?
Yes,
So back to the porch. Talk about the 2 large windows that you can't get the one opening for. And then what's gonna happen with the door?
the say
The
again?
2 windows on the front porch.
Yep.
Which were originally just large windows. It was retail, so you could look
Correct.
around.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have 2 side by side smaller windows, right?
No, it'll be one window.
It'll be one. window.
Yes,
We'll keep the same proportions.
yep, it'll be the same size window.
Okay,
This one will match.
And the one to the left will be the same on the right.
yeah. That's the
Yeah,
one
That's just,
Yeah.
it's different in the pricing here, so that's probably just not up to date. Cause I did notice they said they had a quantum D8 double hung. that
Yeah,
could be
those
mixed up.
windows are actually in the back of the other building.
Oh, okay,
They're the smaller windows. There's 2, I believe there's 2 smaller ones that are in the back of that building.
okay.
And we're very protective of the sign and keep the sign.
Yes,
And what about the doors? What's gonna happen with the
Yeah.
doors?
we're gonna rehab the doors, the screen doors in the front.
And those,
Those we were gonna replace
oh yeah,
with new doors.
I think we need to look at that.
Because you can't seal them?
Well, those doors, if that's gonna be your handicap entrance, they're gonna be the wrong swing, you
Oh.
have to open out. So that's gonna go against, it's gonna violate the code. So those doors, in a sense, would have to get replaced.
And then you change the threshold because of handicap?
So that's a moot point, because now the handicap, if that's the door, obviously that's gonna have to get raised because you can't have the step. So everything's gonna have to be at one level. Unless,
So you're gonna redo the porch?
what's that?
You're gonna do the porch?
We're gonna have to do something because we can't leave that step there like that. It's gonna have to be a flat surface.
Is that the only option for handicap entrance?
No, it's not.
No. There was the other, there's existing handicap.
There's an existing one on the building attached to the left.
Okay. Side doors existing.
Yeah, it probably
Those are
just
the
doesn't meet code, right, for,
Correct.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it's too steep.
yeah. Takes a long distance to get it to go.
So the ramp, if we were to
There it
redo
is.
everything out front,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the ramp would have to be 40 feet long.
Right,
Because it's like 38 something inches from the asphalt to the top of that floor.
so it'd be like a ziggurat.
Yeah, more or less, it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a big turnaround.
so this is what's existing, we suppose for handicap access, but this is very dangerous.
Yeah,
I think it was probably just for storage and
Yeah,
they
right.
probably were just, taking hand trucks and stuff
Okay.
up and down there.
Right. So that's another option, is to have a handicap access through this door,
Mhm.
right?
It's sort of a shame to have to.
so this to work for a handicap entrance will be good for that space. There's a 4-inch elevation difference from that floor
So then that's
to the store,
Yeah.
to going
Okay.
inside of the store.
4 inches.
Yeah,
So you could probably do that interior without changing the floor level because it's only 4 inches.
correct. Interior, we could.
Because the setback here is in your favor in terms of getting the length on the handicapped,
Yes,
and it also makes it easier to make the old front facade look right.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
it seems
would
like
be
that might be a
practical.
better choice.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
rather than raising the whole floor, just put a little bit of which everybody would
Yeah.
expect in a building
So
like that
that-
anyway.
that whole door, so I think that ramp is gonna have to widen because it's not gonna be wide enough for a wheelchair. You need at
Yeah.
least 5 feet.
Yeah.
So by widening it, that door is gonna have to change as well.
Right.
And that'll be an outswing door,
and that's okay, because that's not part of the important part of the building.
the building
So,
itself.
we would
Okay.
not object to
Okay, that's good.
changes there.
And I think it would be less expensive
Yeah,
and easier for the architect because he's got more room to work with.
all right, so that's,
You have to save money somewhere on this, right?
yeah. Yeah.
How old is that as part of the building? Do you have
It-
indication? Was it like-
It's not in the pictures. in
It's
the old-
not in
Yeah.
1886, so
Okay.
it's 19th century, I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
They had something
It's
here.
here,
Yeah,
yeah, but
part of
these
the
are
gas
pretty,
station or something. Gas pumps out there.
yeah.
Then they
Yeah.
had another bump out here, it
Oh.
looks like,
Mhm.
at some point.
That's when they lost the
Yeah,
meal
that is
ticket,
what's
when they
up.
lost the gas pumps.
Yeah, so there's more actually went off the
Could have
bat.
made a fortune with gas. pumps.
Post office too.
Especially now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd have lines going all down the street.
this is just a general thing. So if somebody came, the structure, increase the footprint. Where would we sort of approach that from a commission standpoint, if there's historical context that shows?
I mean, I don't think even if it wasn't historical.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have
Yes, I know.
problems, how's it fit and
As
match?
long as it, you
The look
know,
is right.
right,
Yeah.
and it's, if it's visible from public right away, which
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, we'd have to be concerned, but
okay,
it wouldn't interfere with what is sort of the main.
yeah, the front facade,
Yeah, facade.
okay.
What else can we tell you? Anything?
Any questions for us?
Light fixtures on the outside. Is that- What's existing is very, I wish I had pictures, is very primitive and very,
Mhm.
so.
And the architect may have some
Okay.
ideas about that,
Okay.
on how to maybe camouflage it a bit.
Yeah.
or-
And this is both
So it's
going
not-
to eliminate the parking area and also on the porch itself.
On the side of the building, you would have some kind of
Mhm.
neons. That are there, like along the porch on the right hand side.
Right. I mean, a lot of the old stores had those sort of canopy, often green, shades. But I don't know if those provide enough light, usually they're on an arm, almost like a plumbing fixture arm or something.
I think it'd be better to try and camouflage them. I mean, those are kind of Victorian, I think,
Right,
way.
that's what this is, when it was built anyway.
Oh,
Okay, the job would be.
yeah, so let's,
Yeah, so those
Yeah.
do exist.
So anything in Mansfield. is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, there are lots of doors.
Well, I think our concern is most of those front doors on the porch.
In that book is a similar door to the front door.
Oh, really? Okay, which one?
It should be on one of those little pink cases.
Oh, maybe it's back here.
Are these wood?
No, because that,
Those are wood. We can also get composite. And we can also get the aluminum clad.
I mean, you don't have a problem with wood because you've got the porch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That one's covered.
That makes all
That
the
wouldn't
difference.
get the weather that the windows do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the wood would be preferable, for sure.
It would be nice to match those. That's an unusual style. The amount of glass and the one horizontal bar.
I might be able to refurbish those doors, to be honest with you.
That would be terrific.
Even even if I change the swing, we can still make those doors work.
Now, is there a code issue with the width of the individual door?
It would, so if there's only one door that opens for a handicap, it's gotta be minimum 36 inches clear.
Right,
That's including your panic device. If you have a panic device, it's gotta be 36 from the edge of the door to the panic. So your door in a sense would have to be 38, 39 inches. So that would be an issue.
But if we go to the other handicap entrance,
but
Yeah.
with a,
Then the
then
issue.
you're, yeah.
Mhm.
but with a double door like that, would that meet code? I don't know. Would that meet code if you could open both of them, and you obviously got, way more than that?
It,
I haven't dealt with much commercial.
so
I don't know.
the only way that that would meet code. If there's single and it's not wide enough, is if both doors run an opener. When
Right,
you hit the paddle,
and they
both
both,
doors are open, then you can access it.
right.
But if it's just a single door,
That's what I figured.
yeah,
So maybe that's another reason to go with the entrance in the other spot.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
It would help to have, if you could refurbish the old doors. Because,
I'm pretty sure. I'm
They-
pretty sure myself that I could do that.
yeah, they look
That would be
They look
wonderful.
old, and with the windows
Yeah, that'd
being
be
new and
wonderful.
all, the doors would really signal the age of the
Right.
building and the
Mhm.
long usage.
If anything, I'd have to replace the bottom piece,
Uh-huh,
Right.
Sure,
just to make sure that,
Yeah.
because they're pretty beat right now.
Yeah.
But from that raised panel down, I could replace that bottom piece. We could keep it. I could do that. To keep it original.
yeah.
And then the screen doors. That's another thing. So the screens, because
Yeah,
now you have to open a screen to get to the door,
right,
that causes an issue.
yeah,
Which you wouldn't have to do if you had a designated handicap door, it wouldn't have to have a screen.
Correct,
So that's another advantage to
right.
the other.
That would just be
Position.
so
your,
we could get rid of the screens, you're saying? Or not,
you can keep them.
you can keep them.
Just not for handicapped unless you do something
No,
elaborate.
I wasn't
with
talking
it.
about handicap, I'm just talking about, I mean, those look like they've been replaced,
The screen doors,
yeah.
I don't know.
I would think. You let me know.
they've been open quite a few times. Put it that way.
One is scalloped. Do you see that on the
Yeah.
bottom and the
Yeah.
other one isn't?
Yeah.
That
Both
just caught
of
my
those.
eye.
That was applied, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's a piece that somebody put on the surface.
Yeah,
like a kick plate.
Yeah,
almost.
the right hand has a fancy one and the left
Yeah.
hand one just has some board. The doors were falling apart, obviously,
So I think, Andre, before you came, we were talking about having a site visit
Yes.
coming.
Sure.
us.
that, you got it.
The 7th at 3, would that
Does that work for you?
Okay.
Okay,
November 7th.
Oh, God,
yeah,
November 7th.
Okay, November 7th is
It is
a
7 July.
it's a Tuesday.
Tuesday, 3 p.m. Sure.
Did you want more information on the material of the light fixtures? I know we started to talk about the light fixtures, and I know that's not in your current application, but just for information going forward. Are you
As far as
thinking
replacing lights?
iron, or what are you thinking for like materials for the light
You
fixtures?
can get cast iron lights that are durable that would match the existing. I don't know if they'd match perfectly, but they probably would be close. In the lines of what's there.
Maybe we could take a look at that when we come out, because it's hard to see in the,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and I took some photos myself, but I don't have them.
And
Yeah,
I'll see if I can get one. From my electrician to see if he can just get a light so you guys can, so we can look at it,
yeah, good.
something close to the existing.
And I don't know, is it appropriate for us to express opinions about, just to give them a heads up about casings on the windows and, whether whether we want wood or PVC like AZEK or aluminum. I mean, my personal feeling is that I'd be fine with aluminum everywhere, except maybe on the front porch, if those could be AZEK or wood, where they could be painted where you're right up next to them. Especially if you keep the old doors that way.
So. If we really wanted to, if the two lower windows are an issue as far as like being. Aluminum clad or wood, we could order the two bottom windows wood. And the rest would be aluminum clad.
Because they're protected. They
Right.
won't,
Yeah.
they won't have the same issues.
Right.
So,
I mean, if that satisfies,
Yeah,
everybody, then that's fine. I mean, it's not an issue because they are covered.
mhm.
Is there a PVC product also, or is that?
yeah, the window, well, you could do it yourself with PVC, because they're flanged windows, so you could do anything you want. Which might even be the best way, because then you can really customize it to where the clapboards end now, because it might be, 4 1/4 on one side.
Right.
You never know.
Right. You can adjust the exterior trim.
But once you paint it, it's very hard to tell the PVC from wood. You really have to look.
Mhm.
But on the porch, again, wood would probably work just as
So-
well, and carpenters like it better.
The windows. They as far as the construction of them, you can get a composite. There's a composite material too.
Right. Yeah, the hybrid,
Yeah. Versus the wood.
but on the porch, maybe just going with the wood would be fine, because it's not gonna take any weather
Yeah,
except
correct. I agree with
Yeah.
that.
when you have like
Yeah.
a 40 mile an hour.
I
wind.
agree with that.
Yeah, let's do that. The
Yeah.
wood on the, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it just,
yeah,
it just
yeah.
Mhm.
makes it nice and easy.
And does everybody else agree with me that on the rest of them, the aluminum
Right.
casing would be fine?
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
gonna be so far away. from
Okay,
Yes, so easy. Yeah, wooden wood to the door, stay the same, so.
the porch is what makes the building. It's what makes it so inviting.
Mhm.
So we need to,
Big porch.
So you walk on it.
Creeks, you know.
You always wanna go this way.
I get worried about where you're going. Well, I think, once we come out and
yeah.
walk around, we may have some other questions or you could
Yeah.
answer for us, and that would be very helpful.
That's fine.
If I may have a question, is solar panels, what do you think about that?
Well, the state regulations are such that we approve solar panels, but we have the ability to talk about where they're going to be placed and the type of glass that's going to be used.
Okay. I am.
They're
exploring-
only on the one side, right? The south is only
It's
one
none
side.
As of today, there are none.
Yeah. Well, who did the roof? Was that done
The
before you
previous
bought it?
owner,
Yeah,
yeah.
Really?
Previous owner, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember redoing the roof, that's a year and a half, 2 years ago, probably.
A year ago,
I've
I
forgotten.
think.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm just exploring the possibility of
Uh-huh.
having solar panels, but of course I want to.
Yeah. The exposure has to be,
Yeah, the south side is,
yeah.
it's very, it's
Yeah.
prominent, so it's a great position
Yeah.
for that.
yeah, it's certainly possible.
But,
Sure.
um, yeah, but here again, we have to make sure that we keep we save the aspect of the building, right?
Right.
The roof isn't one of the prominent features of this particular building,
No.
so
Yeah.
that's in your favor. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't care. if you put solar-
So the front of the building is like the most important
Right,
thing.
that's the whole thing.
It's
Okay.
like Hollywood.
Yeah,
That's not.
Well,
a
we don't
problem.
want it to fall apart around it, but.
Right.
Yeah, I was hoping they could keep the facade of the house on 195 that they're gonna demolish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a given.
I know.
Oh, are you not?
Yeah, did we ever get a response from our letter?
It, this, all the responses are included in the notes of scoping.
Yeah, I
So if
read
you
it.
go on- online-
There was nothing in answer to my question,
Really?
my individual question, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a chance to look at these colors, but this, there's a green in
Yeah,
here.
there's a very dark green that looked, I
Yeah,
did look at the colors.
Hartford green.
Yes, and
There's
that was
Hartford,
pretty,
there's Hartford and a wild ivy that's close. I think that's the Hartford at the bottom.
These two?
I
Oh, I like them.
believe this is the Hartford green.
okay.
and
Yeah,
then
this
there's
is,
the
I
ivy.
think this is the one,
Hartford looked close to me.
Yeah.
To what's
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Alpha Ivy Green.
Hartford ivy.
Yeah, well, we'll bring that at a meeting so we can
Mhm.
try to.
Yeah, so we can check it with the green
Yeah,
that's
good
there.
idea.
We can like that something. Cool.
And I guess the last thing that we'd be really interested in is that if you're adding a deck or a balcony porch or any of those things.
So that side porch has to come down from.
Yeah,
Right,
That cannot.
well, it's gonna come down anyway.
Yeah, if we don't take it
Yeah,
down, it will
gotta
come
come
down.
Yeah, it's surprising, it's still up.
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
you think about just sort of doing something just like that? I mean, I had already talked to the previous owner about, he wanted to replace it just sort
Yeah.
of as it was, which was okay. But
Am I mistaken? Was
Maybe you
there a
could do
permit
something
pulled
bigger.
out?
Yeah.
To do that?
I saw it.
was there,
He has a
Okay.
permit, right? And-
okay, then that's what it was, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And if we were to extend that porch behind, would that be something that you would be,
I don't think that would be an
Concerned.
issue,
no? Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
No, we
'Cause
like
it's not-
porches.
It's not original anyway, it's just, and I think.
Right, and porches were always
services From the
added
back,
Yeah,
over and over
Time.
again
Yeah.
anyway. I mean,
okay,
A lot of the federal style houses you see around, they have porches. They didn't have porches when they were built. Now they look like they belong, but
oh, okay, yeah, no, this has to be real for sure.
so if you don't have other questions, at least for me, I have to drive to Boston, so I think
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
head out.
Going clubbing?
Yes, yeah,
Good, get going.
with the grandkids,
There you
yes.
go, there you go, all right.
Yeah,
Check
pretty
it
soon.
just adjourn the meeting before you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Wait, but,
Are we
I have
also-
one, I have
oh,
one question.
okay.
Do we need to schedule a public hearing or are we receiving the application? Are we?
Well, I guess there are some questions and Gail, I know you have to leave, but do we want to go forward with, our application today is for the windows.
Mhm.
Do we want to expand it to the doors and the light fixtures? And have a public hearing on all of it in order to save time, is my question.
Yes.
Application money.
Yeah, we could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some scheduling. It's holiday time, so
Right.
that your regular meeting on November 22nd is not gonna work. And then Andre's got a vacation and Mark's got a vacation. So what is the first day that both of you are back in town?
I'm back on the 12th of December.
Before.
You're, okay. Could we do it December 13th? Oh, that was a day you had, I'm sorry. Okay,
is that soon enough for you? Are you trying to move more quickly than that?
What I would like to do is the windows, because the windows, there's like an 8-week lead time on the windows. So the quicker we can get the windows turned around for approval, then I
Well,
can
then
get
why
them.
don't we do that separately then?
You still, but the issue is a public hearing. So
Yeah.
when are you gone, Andre?
28th to the 3rd,
Oh,
November
the third,
28th.
Okay. So,
So we should try and do it before the 28th.
right, that was our,
Can you
Do it.
publicize it that quickly?
yes, well, we kind of figured out we could do it as soon as the 21st.
I
Um,
think we could work the 21st.
The 21st is the Tuesday before the holiday.
and that's what
That's
you're
the
not
day.
sure if you can,
It's okay for me, but
Dave and
Yeah.
are unsure that they,
PM.
could you, is there a possibility of remoting in? Can they remote in?
Yep, we just need to be sure that we have the capabilities in the council chambers.
And we
Right.
couldn't do it a few days earlier because of all the
And
meetings that
noticing,
take
and the
place here.
Yeah, and the noticing. Okay, so would there be an option? I mean, how important is it that both men attend the public hearing? Is that,
I don't think that's
No,
critical.
okay, so
I-
who's back first? You are, right?
I'm back to the third.
The third, okay.
We could do it early. We don't have to have a public hearing at 6:30. We can have a public hearing whenever we want. We can have one at 9 AM.
So why don't we, for the purposes of this meeting, could you allow staff to schedule a public hearing?
Yeah.
Per statutory requirements and upon availability of
yeah,
Okay.
meeting
Yeah.
space?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a motion to receive the application and schedule a public hearing per statutory requirements?
Yeah.
Okay.
So does somebody want to make that
I'll
motion?
make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second it.
thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
So
So,
sidewalk, everyone will
Sidewalk.
see everything.
and you will schedule the time that works.
Yep.
Okay,